What's good? Supreme rising, supreme rising, supreme rising, supreme everything. Hope y'all enjoy your day. I am Naga. Today's topic is birth certificate. Um, Interesting story I've been dealing with over the last couple of days. Searching out my birth certificate, trying to find understandings about myself or whatever. And today was very interesting. And I wanted to was very interesting. I want to share my experience of what I went through today. So here I am I'm online looking for certain information, right? And I run across, I take my original name and I put my original name in. What was weird about that on this one particular site, my original name was searched out over 442 times just this month alone. Like somebody been putting my name in a lot. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch. Crazy, right? So then I'm looking for my original birth certificate. It don't pop up. It don't just show up. Like I actually pay for the joint and you know what I'm saying? They give you whatever records you want to get. So putting my original joint in there, I couldn't, it wouldn't show no original. I'm like, yo, that's weird. So here I am. I called the Department of Vital Records in New York and I had to go through all these different channels, speaking to all these different people, right? So I'm explaining my story. I'm explaining it how what I know that people don't know that I know. You know what I'm saying? All the collective information that I got over a period of time, slight mistakes people might have said, questions I might have asked my mother that she couldn't answer, like a mother should answer, different things like that. I'm like speaking this in a story form to individuals, right? So as I'm speaking this to the people at the Vital Records, the lady, I guess she's like the first guy. He was actually touched in his heart about it. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "I'm gonna help you out." So then he sent me to somebody else. So here I am explaining this story to somebody else, and she's getting into it. I'm like, "Yo, God bless you, thank you, I appreciate your help or whatever." And she sent me to somebody else, sent me to somebody else. They just kept sending me. Crazy part, right? Got to this one lady, and she was like real, like when she first got on, she was like, you know how they really don't want to, they try to redirect you or whatever. Like I can feel the frustration in her real fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, and trying to just calm it down just so I can get across to what I'm trying to get across. And her energy was like making my energy do something. You know what I'm saying? And I was noticing that, so I had to take control of the conversation again because I could tell her frequency was going left. So after I was able to explain it correctly, whole time she typing, right? She typing. I can hear the keys punching. She typing real fast, and she telling me what she can't do while she doing it, right? So I started telling the story. Like I snatched that power back real quick, and I said, "All right, listen, look, let me explain to you like this." Because she was thinking I didn't have certain understandings. Da, 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 da. So I started explaining to her what I had. So now that I'm explaining to her, she says, "Okay, hold on," right? And she's typing while I'm still talking. I'm acting like I don't hear her typing. You know what I'm saying? I'm continuing talking, and she's typing in. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was cool. She says to me, this is the part that stood out over the whole thing. She was like, and this is after her like redirecting me in different directions. This is her, telling me I need to go here. And she gave me a whole bunch of things I need to do or whatever. But the lady before that had already told me the solidification on how I would get both informations that I was looking for. So I go into the aspect of possibly being adopted or whatever things of this nature, closed adoptions and stuff like that. And she was like, "Well, this how you find out whatever, whatever." She's typing the whole time while I'm saying this stuff, right? This the shit that hit me in my stomach. She says, and this lady was trying to redirect me the whole time. She says to me, I got wrote her name down and everything. She was like, "Look," she calmed down, right? She calmed down. She was like, "Look, think about it like this. Whatever you find, just do it for closure. Like, don't let it frustrate you. Don't get mad. You know what I'm saying?" Like, I'm sitting there wondering how you go from directing me and redirecting me to telling me to handle this peacefully. Like, what you see right now that you're not telling me that you see. Like, it hit me like that. And I'm like, yo, that's why I said if you pay close attention, you can hear everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, why would you say that? You just was in a whole other energy. Like, I ain't got that type of time. Like, I don't have that information. Like, she kept saying, I can't access that. But you steady typing. And while I'm talking, you re-asking me my name, asking me. I'm like, nah, I got that information. I know who this is. I know da 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 da. and she steady typing. And then she get to this point, and what I start asking her questions about, that's when her whole joint slowed down, and she was like, and she was like, look, whatever you find, use it for closure. Just don't. And I'm like, why would you tell me not to? You know what I'm saying? I thought that was weird. You know what I mean? So I want to share that experience because I'm looking. You know what I mean? I'm looking. And since I'm old enough, I got control over all that stuff anyway. I don't need nobody to step in and do anything. You know what I mean? So ultimately, she was telling me how sometimes they can remove it because of certain situations, depending on what a person might have did or what a person might have said. You know what I'm saying? In certain situations. So she told me how that can actually happen. But then the more I'm explaining and she's typing, it's like her whole frequency went from, and then she was like, listen, if you have any questions, this number right here, you can always call back. Like, it was crazy. I'm like, yo, she went from this to this real fast. And I don't think it was her. I think it had everything to do with what she saw. Because it was almost like, you know what I'm saying, get to the good part of the food, it tastes better. You know what I'm saying? Type energy. And it was like, well, it was salty when you first started eating it, but you at that good part now, and it just calmed you down enough. And I'm like, yo, that was interesting how I received that particular type of energy. I'm gonna bring some knowledge a little later on, but my experiences on my journey as well, I think, are important. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be sharing with my subscribers, my fans, whoever be checking it out or whatever. You already know the vibes. So here I am, and it was crazy because I went through this other joint called Archive or something like that, and I was looking on there, and it was revealing. See, because my brain like a Rubik's cube, yo. Like when I look at something, I look at everything of it. I don't just look at what it says. My brain start computing different aspects of stuff real fast, no matter what nobody else can see in something. Like I compute and understand so much more and looking at one situation. You know what I'm saying? So my life, I've always subsequented certain energies. Like I would say a word. Like I remember it's a long time ago. The first time I ever seen Cumberland Farms gas station, right? You know what I'm saying? The word Cumberland. And if I remember being in New York, and it was this girl or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I took the bus all the way up there to see her or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We kicking it and all that, like, and we met at the Cumberland Farms, you know what I'm saying? So it's a minute ago. I was like a teenager or whatever, in my early 20s or whatever, right? So 19, something like that, 18. Um, and I went and kicked it with her, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I remember we was talking about Cumberland, and I'm like, Cumberland, that sound funny, like cucumber or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's me being an idiot, right? So I'm looking on the joint today, and something connected to me or my name was the name Cumberland also. And I was like, that's crazy. I ain't thought about that word until since then, that day. You know what I'm saying? And it was other names that I remember and I ran across in different circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'd be like, yo, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just weird like that. It was places where people were that my nana spoke of. And I was like, yo, that's crazy right there. Like, it was like everything was right. Like, everything around the truth was right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's deep. That's super deep. You know what I'm saying? I remember my nana said this, my nana said that, my nana said that. I remember my grandfather said this, said that. I remember I was here, I was there. I remember that. Oh my God. I remember a person that had something similar. I remember somebody in my other side of the family mentioning this, that, and the third. Like it was weird. I'm like, yo, this is crazy right here. Like, how am I actually looking at this connected to me via names? Via names, right? So go to my joint, nothing there. The only thing they got of me in there, only thing they got of me in there was a only thing they had of me in there was when I was somewhere. Like it said you was here in New York at this time. That's it. And I'm like, wait, that ain't even a record. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that was there. And I'm like, yo, how is that even important? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would that even be in vital records? Because it ain't nothing vital about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just had a time and place where I existed in New York. You know what I'm saying? When I was already after my time and with this particular name. And I'm like, yo, that shit don't even make no sense. Like somebody been playing with it, and I actually mentioned it. I was like, "Yo, they can play with shit like that." Da 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 da. She was like, "Look, it works like this," and I'm like, "Wow, that's deep." You know what I'm saying? Like everything is like taking pieces and putting them together in different aspects. You know what I'm saying? And it's I actually found a dude that had my exact same name, born on the exact same day as me. Weird, right? But he lived in Mississippi. My nanny used to tell me we got family in Mississippi, Louisiana. So more than that, you know what I'm saying? More than that, it's just other things. And I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. So I'm about to open up a book or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to open up a reality that's been lacking from somewhere. I'm gonna find out the truth at the end of the day. If nobody don't want to tell me, that's cool. I'm gonna find out the truth. You know what I'm saying? And whatever that truth is, I'm just gonna be accepting of it at this point in my life. I think I'm deserving of whatever knowledge I need to know about myself, fortuitive to the growth of my existence. Like that's you know what I'm saying? Like I'm tired of wondering why I don't know certain things and people can't answer these certain questions. You know what I'm saying? If I say, yo, what is this? And you can answer that simultaneously for anything else in existence, but when it come to me, it's like, I don't know. Well, I ain't just give me something wrong, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we ain't playing them type of games no more. I need to know. You know what I'm saying? So that's type of vibe Divine had me wake up on this morning. Like, yo, go check that out real quick, B. I'm like, yeah, all right. So yeah, it's ugly right now. You know what I'm saying? I want I want the whole novel. You know what I'm saying? I want to read the whole book because it's interesting that you know what I'm saying. So much would take place, and you know what's even more crazier? Like, yo, it's like yo, my other joint is like this nigga dead or something. Like I'm like yo, like, and it was yo, how you check for one name 442 times in just this period of this month? 442 times. They really out there trying to search for something. It's either somebody searching for something to prove something or somebody trying to hide something. Well, like I said, if anybody ever come asking me the right questions, they're gonna get the truth from me. Facts. I need to know more about myself anyway. You know what I mean? So that's what that's about. And I ain't gonna even make this no long drawn out thing. This is just my experience I went through or whatever today. And I was about to jump knee deep into part two because I got all this other information and I was about to just go ahead and start searching or whatever. But I've been working on this since this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like my homie called me. I was doing other things and stuff like that. And I'm trying to, I'm trying to give brothers and trying to give brothers some light. I'm trying. It's a lot I'm trying to do right now. You know what I'm saying? That really doesn't serve me. And that right there, I put the energy in for me already today. So I'm gonna give it a rest right now. I might come back later and drop some knowledge. But excuse me, because my brain just like right now it's like it's fluttering. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I gotta I wanted to give y'all a piece of knowledge that's universal power, right? And it's tangible. And I didn't even know I was doing this. It might be particular some of the reason why I was able to hold on to some youth. But I think I'm gonna school y'all on something that you can do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think people realize that that's a capability, but I sometimes I do it and I just be doing it for no reason. I do it to play around, but then I looked into it and I found out that that actually does something to you. So it's literally like just how you use your brain, like how you use the synapses of your mind, how you're able to concept the level of quality that you're able to think at. It actually does something for your youth. So I'm going to speak on that in one of my bills. And I seen people. I know y'all remember when I came out with the I did a joint a minute ago. Whoever been watching me for real, you know I did a joint a minute ago, and I was talking about that your body is the kingdom, you the king or the queen of the body. I been did that shit like months ago. You know what I'm saying? I did like a makeup of me walking down the road when I first was describing it. Now you got people trying to take that understanding and manifest it as it was being taught like that. You know what I'm saying? And it never was. It never came across that value. You know what I'm saying? Like, so tongues will confess the name. You know what I'm saying? My phone going off right now. I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta get back into the vibes. So Naga.